I didn't know anything about cutting hair at all. I didn't get a scholarship for playing football, so my mom wanted me to go to the military, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." So I was at home in Michigan, sitting in the computer room, thinking like, "What am I gonna do with myself?" So I was like, "You know what? Why not be a barber?" So I got on the internet. I already knew I was gonna move to Houston, so I talked to my grandma. She said she would help me out. Then she looked up a couple barber colleges and she found one that she really liked, and the rest is history. My first location legally was in Fresno. It was a little small barber shop, looked like a shack, but it was just three of us in there, and it was really small, but it was like the best worst situation I ever could have done. And I say the best because it showed me how not to be, and it showed me what I should be. Being a barber or being in a barbershop is a business. So I don't feel like, you should be talking any kind of way, cussing, roughhousing. It should be ran like a business. I was always taught you treat something how you want to be treated. So if you put time and effort into your business, then it will reward you. At the very first shop I was at, it was small. It was three of us, so we all pitched in together, bought a bunch of flyers, and we just we went from door to door to pass out some flyers. So basically, that's where I kind of learned the mentality to go out and promote yourself. So once I got my logo, I was like, you know what? Well, maybe I can put it on some shirts and just wear it around, and then people will ask me, what does that shirt say, or what is that shirt for? And then after that, it kind of just took over. I was like, well, I'm gonna just put it on hats and put it on some collar shirts, and then this could be my everyday wear, And then I had another client. He was like, well, Rese, why don't you put it on some notepads? Just put your logo on some notepads and just give them to people. So I started doing that, So branding, it's unlimited what you can do. I have 3 friends, and they were coming to me every single Friday. They started with me when I was at my very first location, and they were the ones who really helped me and talked to me about branding myself. So I didn't know anything about branding, none of that. So it was funny. One of them is a graphic designer, and he made me my first logo. And it was cool for what it was at first. I had an app and everything. I might have been one of the first barbers to ever had an app. This was back in 2009, maybe 2010. But you couldn't make appointments on it. It was just like an app you could download in the app store. It was like, little games on it or stuff like that, my photos and stuff like that. So I didn't really take it serious until they really just told me, like, you can take off with this. Like, you have a lot going for you. Like, how many 6, 7 barbers do you know? You're a likable guy, you're very friendly, so you can really just brand yourself off of that. And so when I really took it serious, that's when I was like, I need to change this logo. I probably changed logos maybe 5, 6 times until I found the one that I was like, you know what, this is the one. And then I moved to Missouri City, and it was a bigger barbershop, more barbers. I was kind of nervous because I was like, I'm a new barber. I don't know if my clients are gonna come in. I don't know if my clients are gonna follow me. So I was a lot nervous for that. But I was there for 6.5 years, and in Missouri City, that's where I really just built my name, built my brand, and I just learned a lot. And then, I just felt like it was time for me to spread my wings. I outgrew the place, not saying anything is wrong with the place, but I really just built myself up. And then now I'm here at Alex Burton. Well, I would have to say my wife. She's been with me like from the start, since barber college. Like, I wasn't cutting anyone. So it was some tough times. Sometimes I would bring home maybe $200 a week, after paying everything. So, she would always be positive. I'm sure there were times when she was like, you know what, he needs to try to find another job or something. But I really didn't want to work 2 jobs, but it were times where I did. But she always believed in me, always stood behind me. She even sacrificed a lot of time for me. So it's one thing, like, when you pray for something and you want something, and then you actually see it happen, because like she knows that like I prayed to cut lawyers, doctors, NBA, NFL players, firefighters, all professional people, and I cut every single last one of them people. So it's like it's good to have somebody on your team like that, because it's like it makes you want to go even harder. In 5 years, I hope that my name is reached all over Houston. I pray to take over the city of Sugar Land, that I want to be the #1 barber in Sugar Land. Hopefully finishing instructor school so I can open up my own school, so I can teach people how to cut my way, the way I feel like it's done. Advice I would give people that would want to be a great barber is consistency. Like, that is the biggest key. Like, you have to be consistent in cutting. You have to be consistent on being on time. The mindset I have, don't meet the client there, beat the client there.